in the top right, where you're check your resources. Understand everything's in the back of your head. Understand your position in the game, what time it is, what you want to do, have a game plan, and of course this is overlooking the rest of the game where your strategy lies, and there's other factors here, but we're going to talk specifically about the camera factor. Understand what your supply is. Do I need to drop pylons? You always want to have that top right covered. First things first, look at the top right. Next thing you want to do is, of course, continue your build order. I won't talk about the rest of the stuff you really should be doing, just camera related. Next thing you want to do is move your eyes from the top right down to the bottom middle, which is your main camera. And from your main camera, you want to distribute your units, split up your army. That's always that pattern I have. Top right, middle, split up army, move this here, build that. There's a lot you could be doing on that main screen. From there, I'm always moving my main vision from that main vision down to the bottom left. Now, the bottom left, first thing I look at, that I didn't do in Brood War now, but I do in StarCraft 2, because I didn't have a Brood War, is a time. Time is pretty important. You want to make a note of the time. That kind of, again, affects your strategy. What about my third base timing? How does that look? How am I on time? Am I doing a push in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, etc.? And then there's your minimap. Your minimap, you always pay attention to that. Every time you go from the main center screen, which is your overview, to the bottom left to look at the minimap. Pay attention to it. A lot of players, I did it in Brood War. I didn't really care about the minimap. I mean, it looked ugly. It was hideous. Yeah. It was. I mean, the game itself looked hideous, but it was probably like sick graphics back then. I mean, I didn't complain back then.
Yeah.
But
you didn't have anything else to compare.
Everything was squares and polygons and whatever.
Well, they still are, but they're just slightly better looking.
They're slightly more attractive squares and polygons now, mind you.
That's a pretty nice looking square you got there.
Yes.
Is it single?
Okay. Indeed. But you don't want to just brush it off. You want to look at it, get an idea of, okay, here's my map control, here's my map presence, here's my map vision. And you can do two things once you hit that moment where you focus on the mini-map. One thing is, these are also conditioning that I've done to myself. Again, it's kind of player related. You can choose to adopt it or not. One thing I say to myself after looking at the mini-map, I always ask myself, how can I gain more map presence? In whatever matchup, whatever moment in time, I look at the map, how can I get more map presence? After gazing at what I had. And that kind of feeds into X, into my strategy, or into my timing attack, or into X, whatever the case is. These are the silent questions in the back of your head that you should be thinking about as the game progresses, but as obviously isn't mentioned during the game because it's kind of stupid. I mean, that's something that's common sense in the back of your head, kind of, but you always want to be thinking about it. It's easier said than done, of course. The second thing you want to be thinking about is, once you define your borders, again, it goes back to the map presence, you want to make sure that you have adequate coverage. For example, if there's a black area in your base, you want to make sure that's grounded and able to be seen. You want to have that area visible. You want to define your borders. Where can I be dropped? What are good drop locations? These are some questions you want to know before you start on the map, of course, but with that in mind, that's when you can define your borders from what you have, so that you can prevent things like drops from happening and doing critical damage. Set up areas on the map that you can have vision. For example, setting up those spotter pylons on the sides of the map, which will give you more vision and will define your borders. When you look back at the map, you look at your map presence, okay, I have areas over here with map. It doesn't have to be fully connected, of course, to your base. It could be small patches of vision, and the rest of it could be black in that area, but that's okay. Like if your base is at the 6 o'clock, you have a pylon in the 9 o'clock base and a pylon in the 3 o'clock base, that's okay. That's going to help you understand which way the drops are coming from.
Unless they have map hacks, they're pretty likely to drop through somewhere you have vision.
Exactly, and that's fine. Even if they drop and take out a pylon, it's always going to be worth it to lose 100 minerals with that pylon than it is to lose your nexus and probes, and that's 2 probes. That's
an upgrade that's 2 seconds away from finishing that
could have won you the game. Yeah, and then you have to wait another 200 seconds and waste all your chrono boost on, of course, and that's definitely something
try to catch up.
Really sucks. And whatever chrono boost you spent before, it got destroyed as well. But definitely need to be. So what you need to be doing while you're going from that top right vision, continuing your macro, of course, again your resources, making sure your resources are under X limit that you set for yourself. And as you get better as a gamer, you always want to lower your limit that you want to set for your macro. Whether it be, I don't want to get over 900 minerals and gas, or 700 down to 500. Of course, as the late game progresses, this gets kind of harder. But go back down to the minimap and always be on the lookout for things like that. Even if it's all about the timings. If it's 11 minutes, I know that there's going to be medevac timing. 10 minutes. There's going to be a starport if I scout. I'm going to be anticipating. I'm going to be looking for drops, because Terran, especially most high level Terrans, as soon as they get their first 2 medevacs, they're just going to go and drop. That's how it usually works in the high level scene. So I expect it. I anticipate the drops because in the majority of my games, that's what happens. So you can't play a game and not expect it. And since you're going to be expecting it, you need to be watching for it. Anything to let me catch my breath on the minimap, Jshore?
It's the most important thing ever, and you will find so many games that you lost can be attributed to, in part or completely, to the minimap and drops. And I can't believe you didn't mention this, and then I just now thought of this, but Baneling drops.
Yes, I was thinking about that as well.
Yeah.
Goes back to it. Of course, that's a good example.
Like, they're even worse than medevac drops. If you don't see them and they hit you, you die. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to lose the game. Because you didn't see an Overlord with 4 Banelings in it that killed your entire mineral line. And then I guess if Terran gets the Shredder, you'll have to watch for Shredder drops too. Not that I would know about this. Or that you may or may not get your under attack warnings when your probe line melts.
Do you want to talk about it, Jshore?
Yeah, sure.
Is this something that's been troubling you lately?
A bit, yes. It's been pretty bad.
I'm sorry. The pain is there. Or Blue Flame Hellion drops. Well, why don't we just go? Why don't we go down the line?
Yeah.
1 Marauder drop. Lose the Nexus. Fill in the blank. Roach drops. Ultralus drops. Hydra drops. Everything but Protoss drops.
What are 4 Zealots gonna do?
4 Zealot drops. Oh wait, that's the one thing you don't need to worry about now. as a Protoss player, but or a Stalker drop. Imagine. A Stalker drop.
Well, I guess Templar drops can be kind of bad.
Storm drop.
Yeah, but
also
insanely
Storm
expensive.
drops. I mean, if you can get to that point, you probably won the game.
Yeah.
You've transitioned into tier 3. At that point in the game,
to get a mineral line killed.
To do your harassment. Yeah, I mean, by then it's. I hope you're winning that game by that point. If you can invest in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But because it's a very high gas cost to even do that. 200 for the storm, extra 2 storms is what you need to at least kill, because 1 storm won't kill. Huh?
Yeah. Well,
maybe
half of the line or something.
Yeah, 1.5 or something like that, or on a mineral line. So that's going to be another 300 gas. It's expensive. It's more than a marine cost, and probably not as feared as Marines.
More than a marine cost, really?
It's more than a marine cost. Yes. Then again, what isn't more than a marine?
And those deadly Colossi drops.
I don't know. I don't want to bash on the Colossi drops. They're pretty cool. I mean, they
can work, but they
don't do damage. I'm not gonna. Yeah. I mean, it takes about 3 hits to kill an SCV, and you usually don't. The splash is better with a Hellion than it is on a Colossus. Let's start with that. Hellions don't cost gas, and they're only 100. And they have more damage, ironically. Blue Flame Hellion is 19. I think Colossus is 15.
Isn't it 2 attacks though?
It's 2 attacks, yes. That's the thing. But the splash doesn't work like that. It's kind of complicated. Because think of it like this. The splash on the Hellion is 1 shot, 19. With the Colossus, it doesn't do 2 attacks simultaneously like it does with the Banshee is a good example. The Zealot 2, it doesn't do 2 attacks simultaneously. The Zealot, if you micro, for example, against a Zergling, you can sometimes get 1 hit in, depending on how you micro. But with the Colossus, it's the same deal. It needs. I'm sure you've seen the glitch where you can fire a laser but not do any damage. Or if you're with the Marines, sometimes we could do like Marines kiting with the starter step and not do any damage. Also, it's kind of the same, kind of similar. But with the splash, it doesn't actually it doesn't distribute the splash damage evenly, because of the units that are moving, of course with the SCVs and all, whatever the action unit
Yeah, it
that's
doesn't
moving.
actually. I've read something about that. It doesn't deal damage until the animation is finished.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah.
So, things that have moved out of it by then.
Yeah, it's not like the Hellion where it's just one animation done, and and then you get the splash.
Yeah.
You have to see it to understand it more, and not just hear about it, I guess. But so I would definitely fear Blue Flame Hellion drops more so than a Colossus drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But yeah, just drops in general suck.
yeah, you do need to be paying attention again. And this goes into Sorry, Jshore, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just it just goes down to it hits Protoss really hard. You can't recover from it. You can't make 30 probes at once, and you can't drop free probes that mine at the rate of 5 probes. So.
I think 4 to be exact, but they don't stack on the mineral line, so they can have as many as you want. And one to go.
Might as well.
But yeah, definitely, I agree with you completely. So, as Jshore mentioned, it'll be the death of you. To get better as a player, you need to anticipate the drops. Look for them. Unless you've killed at least one successfully, don't even feel comfortable. You need to be like paranoid when you play Protoss of everything. I'm always paranoid. I'm thinking like Roachling all in. It's coming in 3 seconds, or Terran Marine Marauder, or Marine SCV all in, or Bunker Rush, or fill in the blank Hellion drop, Siege Tank 1-on-1. I'm always paranoid to play Protoss. The only time I'm not paranoid is when I'm playing versus Protoss, because I'm not really too scared against my own race. It's not that scary. No matter what they do, it's not gonna come at me by surprise. Specifically because I don't really have any of that harassment. The earliest thing they can do is 4-gate me, and that's not scary. But yeah, I mean, definitely look out for those drops. You need to look at your mini-map, and one thing you could do to help out with the drops is actually going to be the next portion is observers. Definitely big thing with Protoss, and I mention this because I'm pretty guilty of this still, is getting the observers, and you make it and forget it. It's like set it and forget it, except you make an observer and you forget about it. I do this a lot. I do this all the time. What can you tell me about your experience with observers, Jshore?
I don't make enough.
Yeah, that's perfect response.
I get 1 for scouting, and I will get 1 to keep with my army at all times because undetected things are dumb.
Roaches?
Yeah, ghosts.
Infestors? Yeah.
A lot of stuff, and it sucks. But I don't use them for spotting, and when I lose my scouting one, I have a tendency to forget to make another. So, I'm just not... It's one of the many things I suck at doing, but yeah, I don't make enough.
No, I'm right there with you. I also suck at observer control. I've been getting better. I mean, I want to tell you guys a little bit about how to get better with observers. That's helped me out immensely. But a lot of players suck with observers. I mean, it's easy to forget about. It's hard to see. I have a hard time finding that thing. It's because of the way it's invisible. I know there's a paint mod, a color mod to help you see it, but it's tiny. It's flying.
I have a pretty hard time
blends in with the terrain. It's like white and yellow. Like so is the ground. So I mean, like good luck with that. It's like the size of a probe flying. I mean, it's not like a huge overlord. You know, how you gonna miss an overlord? It's crapping on the floor. It's not gonna happen. But
if someone was crapping on my floor, I'd see them pretty easily too.
I would hope so.
I wouldn't want to, but
can't take it back now, Jshore. That's gonna be like a meme quote on somebody's shirt.
I've got something to say about that later. I just got the best shirt ever.
Okay, we'll save it for the closing. But so one thing I've been doing to help me out with active control over the observer is I've integrated it into my cycle. Now it sounds completely what the fuck. I know, I get it. But I have this cycle that's in the back of my mind. Back when I did coaching, I used to tell my students this all the time. It's actually worked on them as much as it has worked on me. And my cycle is, we start out with the basics. So make probes. Once you make probes, and you make your pylons, you warp in units, you attack or defend. You always it's a cycle of checklists. It's like a checklist. You go